Respected dear family members, my pranams to you. Today we can explain about perhaps one of the most important contribution made by our forefathers, the great rishis, through thousands and thousands of customs and rituals, through thousands of concepts, stories, messages, and truths connected with our day-to-day life. That contribution till a few years back, the scientists, the scholars, and the thinkers thought that the concept of punarjanma, different number of births, rebirth, the concept of rebirth was nothing but a superstition. The thinkers thought that the rebirth is a misleading concept, and they described that what you have done in the last birth will never reflect in your next birth. Human life is something which can be scientifically explained, for which just like any other animals or plants, we get the birth, we enjoy the life, and we go back from here. The beginning is clear, the end is also clear. There is nothing like before the beginning, and there is nothing like after the end. In fact, for a common man, the same line is also explained by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Avyaktadini budani vyakta madhyani bharada avyakta nidananyeva tatra ka paridevana. Krishna told Arjuna, before your birth, whatever the things existed you do not know, that is not clear. Vyakta madhyani bharata, after your birth till your death, almost everything is clear. And avyakta nidananyeva, after the death, everything is avyaktam, not clear. So for the present time, you think only about the time between your date of birth and date of death. But that is the message given for a warrior or a soldier when he was fighting for a dharmic war. But for a philosophical approach, for a spiritual approach, for an integrated approach of the life, not merely thinking about now is enough. We have to think about the past of the past and the future of the future, so that the answer we will be getting: why did we come here, how did we come here, why we got birth as a male, why we got birth in the family, in the present family, why we are like this, why some are blind, why some are deaf, why some are dumb, why some have got beautiful body, why some people are getting their birth as male, why some people are getting birth as female, and so on. We do not have the freedom to select our mother, we do not have the freedom to select our father, we do not have the freedom to select whether we would like to become the male or female, we do not have the freedom to select which family we should get our birth, we do not have the freedom to select which village, which town, which district, which state, which country we have to get the birth. These are all beyond our freedom. Then how we will justify that I got the birth like this, I got the birth in this particular family, why did I get the birth in that family, why did I become like this? These are all the questions which we cannot using the modern present science explain it. Our forefathers explained it so perfectly that has been accepted by the ultra modern science. Every Hindu can be proud by saying that the concept of rebirth has become the part of ultra modern science. All whatever I have done the previous janma, previous birth, that whatever I have experienced and erased off, and karma bala and shishta karma bala, whatever karma balas, the result and the reward of the action what I have done in the last birth, whatever I have not experienced and not erased off, that will be carried to the next birth as sanchita karma bala. And through that karma bala, through that result and reward of the action that you have done up to the last birth, need not be only in the last birth, up to the last birth, many births you have experienced. We have experienced hundreds and perhaps thousands of births till our individual soul get dissolved in the cosmic soul. I am using a common man's word. So our soul will be the carrier of the karma bala from the previous janma to the next janma. And the soul is independent of getting affected by this karma bala. Only the karma bala will be carried from one to the next body. And it is just like the jasmine flower smell is carried by the wind, without getting the wind air affected by that. The air will not take the jasmine flower smell, aroma, but air remains the carrier. If bad material is kept there, the air will be carrying the bad smell. Good material you are keeping there, the good aroma, good smell will be taken by the air. But remember that air will not be affected by good or bad aroma. How can we prove that? When the moment you remove the jasmine flower, the air will not have the smell of the jasmine flower. Air free from that, and it's only the carrier. So the soul is the carrier of the karma bala, the result and reward of the action. And it is not the body which selects the soul, but it is the soul, Jivatma, which selects the body. So the Jivatma will be selecting a particular body in the womb of a particular mother, in a particular family, in a particular district, in a particular state, in a particular country, and that depends upon the result and the reward of the karma that has been performed in the last janma. Sir Isaac Newton has correctly told, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Our forefathers have told, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction to be experienced by the actor. To be experienced by the actor. The actor himself should experience the karma bala. And now coming to the modern science, Brian L. Weiss, the psychology professor of California University, and he has performed a variety of experiences and experiments and analyzed a variety of events and concluded by saying that rebirth is inevitably there, and he has proved thoroughly what is meant by mujjanma vasana. Whatever you are carrying from the previous birth, that can be traced from this birth if that particular individual is subjected to retrogressive hypnotism. And to be very frank, it can also be said that it should be said that nearly 1 decade ago, All India Institute of Medical Science, Delhi, they have conducted experiments and they have come out with fantastic results of more than 100 children majority of them got selected from Bihar of India, and they could prove the previous birth of those boys and girls, where they were born, who were their wives or husbands, how they died, and what was their experience in the previous janma, and so on. This article has been published in the magazine Alive during then. I remember that I have gone through that one. Now, remember that Brian L. Weiss, who appears to be an atheist, who has never come to India and might not even have gone through any of the Indian Puranas, Itihasas, Bhagavad Gita or anything, where it is very clearly mentioned, Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuh dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Once you are born, inevitably you will be facing that death. Once you die, inevitably you will have to get your rebirth. Without rebirth you cannot have an existence. So it is a cycle. Birth and death are part of the cycle. They are 2 points in a cycle. So Hindus can be so much proud by saying that after death experience explained in our Puranas, 18 Puranas and 18 Upapuranas, in our Mahabharata, even in Ramayana, the story of Ahalya, and even the stories of Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Vibhishana, and even the real experience of Rama, this all explain that their birth is a continuation from the past, and it will continue in the future also. So all our books, not merely one book, all our book explain about rebirth, and our Dharma Shastra explain that if you have done any crime in this janma, the result of the crime you will have to experience, if not completely experienced in this janma, in this birth, you will have to experience that in the next birth. So it is a fact, it is a truth, and it is also the important point to remember that whatever good you have done in this janma, or whatever good you have done in the last janma, and whatever the result and reward of the good action which you have not experienced till now, either you will experience in this janma itself, in this birth itself, or if not experienced in this birth, you will have to experience that in the next birth. Action and result of action and reward of action will not go just like that. It will never get wasted. That is the most important point which we should remember. Brian L. Weiss, in his books Many Lives, Many Masters, another book Messages from the Masters, he has proven beyond doubt through the retrogressive hypnotism that rebirth is there inevitably, and he has traced nearly 80 births of Catherine, a student from California University, and proven the greatest message of great Indian rishis connected with the rebirth. So every Hindu can be proud by saying that Islamic religious concept or Christian religious concept never accept the rebirth. The moment you are dying, your action and your reaction will be used for the final verdict in front of the God. And there it begins in this janma, there it ends in this janma. If you have performed the virtue, the God will send you to the paradise or heaven. If you have done something against the God, you will be sent to the hell. And if you have done partly the good and partly the bad, then how long you will be there in the paradise or heaven, or how long you will be there in the hell, that is not explained in the Bible or Quran. And remember that you cannot go partly in one and partly in other. And if part of the result and reward of your virtue and sin, these are experienced in the hell or heaven, then what? That answer is not given in Quran nor in Bible. So here we can very well say that just like sunset and sunrise is a cycle, just like the seasons are cycle, just like the rotation and revolution of the earth is a cycle, just like everything in this world, in this cosmic system, they are all functioning as a part of the cycle. We can definitely say that the life and the death, the birth and the death of every animal, of every plant, of every human being is the part of the cycle. So the concept which explained by our forefathers through many 18 Puranas and 18 Upapuranas and our Itihasas and about 28 Dharma Shastras, and also in many Upanishads out of 108 Upanishads, and also in many of the rituals what we perform, we can see that, we can clearly understand and we can analyze that why did I get the birth like this, and why did I get the body like this, why did I got the birth from that particular mother, that particular father, why I got my birth in this particular family. These are all the things what we can explain, how somebody is becoming blind and how somebody is becoming beautiful or handsome, and how somebody else is becoming very well versed in mathematics. Some people are so much interested in the music, some people are born genius, and some people are so much fantastic in painting and other activities. How we will explain that? We will say that Mujjanma Vasana, the result and the reward of the past action. So our concept of Mujjanma, our concept of the past birth, our concept of the rebirth, these are all the things which has been 100% proved by the modern science, about which every Hindu, every Indian, every Hindu can be 100 times proud of our religion, our nation, the contribution of our great rishis, and we can beyond a doubt say that if we have got, if we are getting 100 more janmas, let all these janmas be in the lap of Bharat Mata as a Hindu. So remember that Hindu concepts are scientific, they are logical, they are rational and adoptable and adaptable. In the modern era, without any doubt, it does not merely exist on the basis of belief or faith. Our Hindu religion depends exclusively on the pure logical foundation, rational foundation and scientific foundation. With these words, I express my pranams to you. Thank you very much.